Let's face it, in today's struggling economy, everybody is looking for extra ways to make money. I tell you, one of the best ways that I've found is buying and selling real estate. You can take an old house, and with a little insight and some creative money managing, you can make a ton of extra cash. Hi, I'm Chuck Ward, and welcome to This Flippin' House. The key to making a lot of money in this business is finding the right house. And to find the right house, you gotta use a good realtor. A realtor friend of mine called me about this house. They're asking $49,900 for this house. It's a foreclosure, but I think we can pick it up for $45,000, and we'll make a great profit on it at that price. Let's take a look at this house. It's in a great neighborhood. All the houses around it are very well maintained, and that'll be key when we go to sell it. It's also a 3-bedroom, and you have to have at least a 3-bedroom in today's market to make it marketable. One thing I've noticed about this foreclosure, it's normal for them to have at least one satellite dish. This one has 4. The structure of this house is good. I don't see any cracks in the foundation. I have noticed that at one time they had a garage right here. We're going to take this wall out and add a garage door, because we found when we sell our properties, they sell better with a garage. The back of the house is in really bad shape. I can't help but notice that this patio has settled and it's causing water to run up against the foundation. We can see that it's damaged the siding and possibly even part of the foundation. I'm gonna have to talk to my carpenter buddy Rick and see how much this is gonna cost us to fix it. Could be $200 to $300, or it could be $2,000 to $3,000. And we definitely wanna know that before we put an offer in on this house. Wow, this is a bonus. This house has a relatively new heating and air conditioning system. This will save us between $3,000 and $4,000 on remodeling costs for this house. Not only do these steps look bad, they're a safety hazard. They've got to go. Got a pretty good idea of what's needed to the outside. Now let's see what kind of work is needed inside. Yep, it smells like money in here. I tell you what though, these floors will clean up really nice. I'll talk to my hardwood floor finisher and see what we can do to make these things look new again. Put some new windows in here. This will be really nice. Fresh coat of paint, this house will be ready to sell. So here's the kitchen. Well, these cabinets have got to go. I'll tell you what though, I like the size of this kitchen. I'm gonna get my buddy Rick over here and let him take a look at it, see what he thinks we can do to make this kitchen a little bit nicer and also get some more value out of this house. I'm gonna give the realtor a call, get him on the phone, put a bid in on this house, see if we can buy this place, because there's definitely some profit to be made on it. Now that we've closed on this foreclosure, it's time to bring in the remodeling expert. Hey, brother.
Hey.
Come on in. How you
Good to see
doing?
you again. Doing great.
Good to see you. This is Rick. He's my right hand. He's my handyman. He is my problem solver, and I tell you right now, he saves me a lot of money when we fix these old houses. So I asked him to come over today and give me his opinion about this house.
I like the way it looks so far. The floors look like they're cleaned up great, and as always, it smells like money.
Absolutely. I think we got us a good one here, don't you?
Oh, I do too. I think it's got lots of potential. Let's get in here and see what we can come up with.
All right, let's take a look at the kitchen.
All right.
Rick, I want to talk to you a little bit about this beautiful kitchen. Get some ideas from you. Tell me what you think we ought to do in here.
Well, I think we can save the hardware using on the front door as a knocker. But
It does kind of look like a knocker from the 70s, doesn't it?
It does.
Pineapple design.
It's obviously I think you're going to take the cabinets out. It's a good size kitchen, a good size room. So I think we got a lot to work with here.
Right.
What are you thinking about the floor?
Well, 9 out of 10 times we use vinyl, but I like tile because you can buy some tile now at 70 or 80 cents a foot. It really looks good, adds a lot of beauty and a lot of value to a kitchen. So, I'm not opposed to tile. I think we need to take this vinyl up and let you look at the subfloor.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. The houses of this era, predominantly, they use the 5/8 particle board on the top for the finish. And we can't put our tile on that, so we need to take that up, take a look, and make a judgment then.
Right. If we've got the right type of flooring, I think tile would be a good option. Got a little bit of concern about this peninsula, this big boxy thing that's sticking out over here. I've got my cabinet guy coming in after a while, and I want to get some of his input on that, but what's your opinion of that?
Well, I think that once we see what kind of layout he's got for a good working kitchen, and if he decides for us to get it out here, we'll get it out here.
Well, it would definitely open the kitchen up a little
Oh,
more,
absolutely.
Rick always has great ideas. At this moment, I want to get Rick's insight on a potential problem, the bathroom. Well, Rick, this is the bathroom, and as you can see, it's definitely had some better days.
Absolutely.
I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. First of all, the window in the shower. I feel like that we definitely need to lose the window in the shower. You know, we can build the wall back and put some vinyl siding on the outside. Nobody will ever know it's there. And then wanted to get your idea about a tub and tile surround or fiberglass and tub surround.
Well, I think definitely we need to get rid of the window because it's always a problem. It's something that you have to fight the whole time. It's very popular this time in this type of time period of house. So what we want to see is getting rid of that. Also, I'm not a big fan of a three-piece tub shower. They look kind of like an afterthought.
Right.
And what we're trying to do here is get this thing back up and get it modern. Definitely got to, when we get in here to start looking at this tile, we're going to have to see what kind of damage we got in here because that mud tile was just put right to the sheetrock. May have some damaged studs, may have to do a little framing. Since we're already doing the window, it's a good time to look at that as well.
We've kind of seen it both ways. You know, we've taken these walls, the tile off the walls, not have a damaged stud one, and we've taken them out before and the whole wall be rotted. So you really don't ever know until you pull all that out, do you?
That's exactly right.
Rick, I wanted to bring you downstairs of this house. It's obvious that about 25 or 30 years ago, someone was searching for some additional space. But I tell you, I've looked at the outside of this house and I've looked at the inside, and I think we need to reclaim the garage back in the basement for storage. I think this size house doesn't need this type of a den in it. What's your feelings about that?
I think so too. I think aesthetically from the outside, you know, you can always tell where the garage door is, especially when you've got a block or concrete foundation on the outside. So I think that's better. I think with this particular kind of house, the additional storage will be really, really important. And this is a great man space. I mean, there's heat and air here. I can see additional room for workshop. A lot of opportunity here. I think you're dead on. You just don't know what needs to be repaired until you get into it. On the surface, this house looks like it's not going to take that much to bring the value up. So just take it as it comes.
We made our way down to the basement of our project and we found that we had a water problem. Now, this is really common in houses all across the country. But when you have a water problem like this, you can't put a Band-Aid on it. You've got to manage the water from the outside. The way that we've done that is we've installed a French drain along the perimeter of the foundation to catch the water prior to it coming to the foundation wall itself. Once we've got the water away, then we've got to deal with the problems that are caused by water intrusion, which are mold and mildew and all kinds of nasty stuff that you don't want to breathe, and you certainly don't want your kids breathing. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with a solution of exterior bleach and 50% water. 50% water, 50% bleach. Put that in a normal garden sprayer. We're going to spray that on the wall and let it soak for a minute, and then we're going to use a good brush to brush that. Once we do that the first time, we have to repeat the process. With the bleach and water at 50%, scrub it again. Once we get the wall clean, the next thing that we want to look for is any loose debris, anything that we didn't get off with scrubbing, that has to be removed because then our sealer won't stick. So we want to make sure and get rid of that. It's always important to use safety precautions whenever you're doing these types of projects. Bleach, dry lock, all the products that we're using can be hazardous to you. So you want to use goggles that don't have air infiltration in them so it protects your eyes. You also want to make sure that you use a good quality mask. Not a mask like you mow the yard with, but a respirator mask that will filter out the chemicals in the products themselves. Then we're going to apply 2 coats of dry lock, letting them dry in between. That's going to seal our wall up and stop that water from intruding in. Once we get that done, we're not finished yet. We're going to take a primer and put on top of that 2 coats and then a finished top coat of exterior paint. We like to use an oil-based primer so it really grabs the dry lock itself and gives a good base for your paint. Then we've solved the problem in our basement. Here we are back in our basement after we've got our wall done. It's clean, white, bright, and ready for kids to play.
A little more than 6 weeks since we started on this project, and it's gone from I don't think so to oh yeah.
Somewhere there's a place a soul can never go. Gray like stormy skies, I hoped you did know.
But that's just what you see from the curbside.
Hey man, how you doing?
Good, buddy. How you
Good
doing?
to see you.
Good to see you.
Well, this house turned out fantastic, didn't it?
That really looks good, man. I tell you what, I'm excited. I'm ready to get this one on the market.
It'll make somebody a nice one.
Remember the old painting that was on that wall over there?
That was pretty bad.
That's pretty, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was nice.
Obviously, we decided to get rid of that and apply some knockdown texture on the walls. What was our reasoning behind that?
Well, you know, it's great for kids, you know, and also when you have a house that's not been treated quite the way it should be, it helps us cover that up and make it look real good.
Get rid of all those old picture frame holes that was hanging on the wall.
Absolutely. And how about these floors? That stain just fantastic on these oak floors.
Looks good. You know, we talked about this a little bit before we chose the stain and decided to go with that darker professional, but it really brings that grain out really nice. And the finish, you know, the top coat finish has really made them look like new.
It's fantastic. I can't wait to see the kitchen.
Let's go take a look at it.
You know, our kitchen on this project turned out fantastic. It's one of those kinds of things that really updates a house. And if you remember, we had a peninsula in the existing kitchen that really closed it down and made it feel kind of cramped. So the first thing we did is we took the peninsula out of the kitchen, which really opened up that space. It also gave us a place to move the refrigerator from one side to the other and get it out of the way. Now there's some great things you can do in your home too. One of the best values that we have is fantastic cabinets along with a great countertop, which really updates the kitchen and brings it back up into the 21st century. Brand new appliances that are bright and white and new and modern make a great deal of difference. And a great, great floor is one of those things that really spices up this space.
The bathroom really turned out nice, but we had to go to plan B. We had originally decided to tile around the bathtub, use tile on the floor, put wainscoting on the walls. It would have really given us an updated bathroom. But unfortunately, when we tore out the back bathroom wall, we had a lot of wood rot that we had to deal with. So our budget was kind of shot. We decided just to go ahead and texture the walls, use a 2-piece fiberglass shower tub combination, and put vinyl on the floors. And as you can see, it turned out just fine for this house.
Wow, Chuck, a place we can get a car into now.
That's right, an actual garage. And you know, I don't remember it being this big. When we got all that old carpet out, it really gave us a nice spacious area. We could even put a couple of cars in here.
Absolutely, and still have room for a great workshop, a place to put those man toys.
That's right. We can put our man cave down here for sure. One thing we did do, we also left the heat and air in this area. If they do end up putting a workshop down here, they'll have a good heated and cool place to work, and that'll be really nice. Put a quick coat of paint on these walls, just kind of brightened it up, made it look a little cleaner. It was just really dull and dingy and nasty, so decided to paint the walls up and paint the floor. It really turned out nice.
Looks like a safe place to retreat to.
Exactly. And as always, it smells like money. We're really excited about the way this house turned out. We picked this property up for $45,000. We spent about $30,000 in repairs to this house. That included the exterior siding, the windows, paving the driveway, a new kitchen, bathroom, refinishing the hardwood floors, and paint. We're ready to list it with a realtor now, so we're going to put it on the market for about $119,900. After we pay the realtor their fee, we're going to make about $40,000 on this property. And you know the good thing about that is anybody can do it. It's not that hard. If you want to learn some more tips on real estate investing, tune in next time to This Flippin' House.